Hi, and a very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Hoop It Up 3x3 National Championships, live here from the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center in National Harbor, Maryland, on the Potomac, across from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This game, we're going to have a little change-up for you here on the main court. One, we've got the 8-9 Youth Male Open, and this will be a game between First Class 1, coached by Angelo Dickerson from this local area, and they will be taking on the Warriors, coached by Art Grace. They are from the Gainesville, Virginia area, and this will be a 25-minute running clock and a chance for the little guys to play on the big court, and that first bucket is by Dylan Grace. Let's introduce the players for each of the teams. For the Warriors, Dylan Grace just made the bucket. They also have Chase Nelson, Jaden Ross, and Michael Ackerman. For the First Class 1, Angelo Dickerson, Coleman Scott, and Micaiah Bass. Right now, that's Micaiah Bass with the ball. He pitches out to Coleman Scott, and it's taken away there by number 1, Chase Nelson. He finds an open Dylan Grace, and that's his second bucket. His dad is the coach, Art Grace, and he's pretty fired up. So the score 2-0 now, and we are fortunate to be joined, ladies and gentlemen, by P.K. Martin, and P.K. is the Potomac Valley District Governor of the Amateur Athletic Union. P.K., thanks for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. These young men are very exciting to watch.
P.K., you've been involved with AAU basketball for quite some time. Tell us a little bit about your involvement.
Well, currently I served as the district administrator for the Potomac Valley District, and we have about 16,000 kids in our program. And we're slowly transitioning in our 5-on-5 to our 3-on-3 to join our partnership with Hoop It Up. This is going to allow our kids to get better as they play 3-on-3, learn the spacing on the floor, and then move their game back to the 5-on-5 game.
Well, it's nice to see these young kids get a chance to play. Let's make sure we get some of their action in. The red shot, the shot right there by Coleman Scott, and they're going to say there was a foul, so he's going to get a chance at a free throw. And they're shooting on the big hoops here, PK.
This is exciting for these guys. And here again, this is probably a lot of their first time or first efforts at 3-on-3. So by the time this event moves back here next year, they're going to be a lot smarter, a lot better.
And there's kind of a scramble on the floor, but pulled out of there, Jaden Ross. Dylan Grace over to Michael Ackerman. Nice shot in there. Good by Jaden Ross. Yes, PK.
That was beautiful.
You know, you've had a chance to watch some of this tournament so far. What have been your impressions of some of the older guys?
Basically, it's still the same thing as you see with some of the younger kids. They're just not used to playing it in this fashion. But as they get better at it, as they play it more, they're going to get better, and the game's going to get more exciting. This is the rebirth of Hoop It Up. This is a great opportunity for these young men.
You see some good ball movement here by this team, and boy, they really pass the ball. It looks like they have a bit of a size advantage.
Well, and that's a good thing about 3-on-3. The bigger teams don't always win. It's the harder working team, the more skilled team. You have to play partnership basketball, and that's what it's about. Where 5-on-5, you may have 4 kids that don't even get on the floor to play. With 3-on-3, the excitement, it's continuous. It allows the kids to all be involved. It's a great opportunity for these young men.
One of the things we've noticed as we've called these games in the last couple of days is the fast pace. And I mean, the ball goes through the net, and you're back in play.
And playing defense.
Yes.
That's why I say as they transition back to 5-on-5, it's going to help their gains and skills tremendously. It's going to be fantastic for them.
Let's go for a second here. You told me a little bit about your background as a coach. Tell us a little bit about your coaching in AAU, and in particular your last AAU team.
My last AAU team had Michael Beasley, Chris Braswell, Kevin Durant, Carl Scott, and for a couple of games we even had the opportunity to have Ty Lawson come play with us.
Well, that must have been pretty tough to coach those guys.
Hey, I was at a convention in, oh, the kids are back. I'll tell you this when we get a break.
All right, there's a move underneath.
Oh, hard miss.
That one's pulled out of there by Micaiah Bass. He's got it on the right baseline. Kind of going one-on-one, juking a little bit. Keeping the dribble alive. Beats him along the baseline. Good move there. Micaiah Bass, he'll get a free throw attempt. You know, PK, one of the things I've been impressed with in this tournament is the officiating. 3-on-3 is a different game, and it's a little tougher to officiate, I think.
Well, I think that on this court they've had 2 officials, but on the other courts they've had 1.
Right.
And so the 1 officials, I think they gave them a mini little class.
Good free throw there by Micaiah Bass.
So as we run more of these events, the officiating will get better also.
Yeah, it's probably tough for normal officials to learn the 3-on-3 game. There's a
good move.
Chase Nelson up the right side. Coleman Scott now with the ball out, right wing. Puts up the left-hander just off the rim. Oh, nice cross-court pass, yes. Michael Ackerman with the basket. Looks like Micaiah Bass likes that right baseline. Good to see the youngsters be able to use both hands, though, with the ball.
That works, helps them tremendously in 3-on-3 also.
So now, PK, you talked about your area in AAU. Talk about some of the things you have with this particular area and the fact that you also have Virginia and Baltimore.
Oh, no. Potomac Valley is probably the smallest district in the Amateur Athletic Union. We only have 2 counties in Maryland, the District of Columbia and what's considered Northern Virginia. So geographically, we're very small, but in population, we're fairly large.
And you've had a very successful run there.
Because we're junkies here. We just love basketball.
Well, there's nothing wrong with
basket.
that. Oh, yeah. Micaiah Bass again.
Oh, good pass.
Unselfish play here. That one's pulled out of there by Coleman Scott.
Oh, good dive.
Really going after it. Hustle on the court. Thinking about using the pick and roll. Angelo Dickerson with the ball. Driving right side. Think they're going to get a whistle there. So the Warriors from Gainesville, Virginia. Playing here.
Nice.
Well, PK, do you have any of your teams participating in this event?
Yeah, I think for my district, I probably got about 15, 20 teams. We had a commitment for over 200 teams, but unfortunately, the coaches made the commitment right after my last event, didn't check with the parents. When I called them about a month out saying, hey, where are all these teams you're going to be sending me? They were like, oh, well, let's call the parents now. I was like, too late.
Well, Labor Day weekend can get in the way of a few things. And that's what's amazing to see this many participants on a Labor Day weekend.
Absolutely, but we're going to double this next year. Next year, they're having so much fun here this weekend. Just word of mouth, I know that we're going to do a lot better.
Nice left-handed shot there by Coleman Scott.
Oh, good pass. Good try, big fella.
Hey, these kids are really doing pretty well considering they're playing on the 10-foot goal.
Oh, nice move. He should have made that basket. That was beautiful.
He deserved it.
He deserved that one.
Yep. Well, for folks watching, this is an 8-9-year-old youth male open, and this is their first chance to play on the 10-foot goal and in front of the bleachers, so it's pretty exciting for the kids, and they're giving it their all right now.
Good effort, good effort.
And again, to remind folks, I'm joined by PK Martin from the Potomac Valley District, and PK, we got a chance to speak before the tournament started, and just seems to be a really positive thing, and you talked about positive verbal response.
Yes, one of the things that we like to see these young men do in terms of as they communicate with each other, to always try to have an opportunity to ask questions about the game development, and we look at positive verbal response in terms of asking the right questions, getting a detailed answer, and making sure their level of understanding is on par. I'm watching the game so much, I'm trying to talk and watch the game at the same time.
Yes.
These guys are playing their hearts out.
I'll get back and try to call it here for a minute and let you chime in with the color commentary. Dribbling down the right side, Chase Nelson up
fantastic.
and in.
Beautiful.
Now Micaiah Bass, out on the right baseline. He's looking to clear out. Going to take it with the left hand up in the lane. Now needs some help. Looking out back, Coleman Scott has it out top with the left hand. Looking to fire.
Oh, good try. Good pass.
Taken out of there by Dylan Grace. Oh, wow, he went for the deep shot.
That was beautiful.
Once again, Micaiah Bass on the right baseline. Crossover move.
Nice little step back.
Dylan Grace now on the left wing.
Oh, give me a foul.
Yeah, I think they
help the young man out there.
They hit the deck on that one, so that'll remain with the Warriors about halfway through this ball game. It's been all Warriors on the scoring column, but effort has been great on both sides.
That was a beautiful move.
Good crossover move, couldn't get it to drop. Now Micaiah Bass out on the left wing.
He keeps practicing that move enough, he'll have it dropping by the time he gets to high school.
Yeah, well, and as he grows, it'll be a lot easier. He won't have to shoot it quite as far. Rebound on the weak side by Jaden Ross.
Good pass.
Wow, what a pass by
basket.
Jaden Ross. Boy, nice find in there. Able to draw a double team on the defense and found the open man for the layup. So Micaiah Bass looks for the screen. Crossover move, up and
good shot.
All the way in and out.
Look, got him.
Dylan Grace finds the open man, and the Jaden Ross fires up a long-range jumper, just a little short. Referee Charles Valentine has the ball checked in by Micaiah Bass. Right side jumper won't go. Chase Nelson out top. He fires a long one.
Oh, one of them are going to fall.
One of them's going to fall. I agree.
Good pass.
Dylan Grace with another bucket. Warriors subbing in and out. Michael Ackerman back on the court. The left-hander up by Coleman Scott won't go. Hesitation. Oh, thought he had him on the baseline there, didn't he?
That was beautiful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just want to remind you, you're watching the Hoop It Up 3x3 National Championships live here from the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center, and we've got the 8-9-year-olds going, and it's some really good action. There is the give and go. Off the glass, he won't get it, but he fights for his own rebound, and up again.
And foul.
Chase Nelson battling inside.
And the great thing about this is that these young men, as they start to play more 3-on-3 basketball, the playing field is going to level out tremendously for them. And then it's going to be more so about your knowledge of the game than just your physical abilities.
The free throw made there by Chase Nelson. And I think 3-on-3 helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses as a player as you're growing up.
Yeah, well, the difference of 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 is that you're going to get more activity, more action. With 5-on-5, you could have 4 players that don't even touch the ball or get on the court. Here, constant action, easy substitution. It's just a fantastic game.
Well, and it's also simple math. With only 3 on the court, you ought to get the ball more often.
Absolutely. And it'll give the kids the time to develop and to work together. And I said, there's going to be a lot of transition from 3-on-3 to 5-on-5 and from 5-on-5 back to 3-on-3. So this is going to help develop both the player and the sport.
We also want to thank Dan Kramer, the head of the North American Sports Group, who puts on this Hoop It Up 3x3 National Championship.
Great shot.
Under 10 minutes remaining here on court number 1.
I think we got a little help there.
You know, PK, I don't know if you've had a chance. We've also had some FIBA action going on during this tournament. This is the America's Champions, the Western Hemisphere, and the USA has been challenged a little bit in the men's side. They had a 21-19 ball game this morning.
I saw that.
And a tough game where it was 12-12. They were behind at the start from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico had some excellent outside shooting.
Yes.
And
the USA also is down to only 3 players. So when you have one injury, 3-on-3 becomes a tougher game.
I didn't know they were missing a player.
Yeah, Collier was injured last night in a scrimmage after they finished their first 3 games, and he's a young man going to the University of Colorado, and he has not played today and will not play today. So they're down to 3. But that's been some good action, and great to see the international action.
Absolutely. I've seen Puerto Rico twice now, and I think that one kid, he's a fantastic shooter. Outstanding.
And
good hustle.
Canada has some good players as well.
Oh, I like the Canadian girls team. I watched them twice already. I thought they've got 2 players that are outstanding.
Our next matchup when we come back at 11:30 will be between the USA and the U.S. Virgin Islands in a semifinal of that FIBA 18-under women's group.
Oh, that's going to be an exciting game.
And on the other court will be Canada against Puerto Rico in the other semifinal at the same time. So we'll be looking forward to some more of that International Basketball Federation action coming up here in a little bit.
Oh, they're going to hit one of those.
We've got to get one of them to drop.
Yes.